Top 3 most important things to do in life. Author's contact, sapiensofgojmail.com. Copyright 2021s.opns. Perhaps you may wonder what brought up the title of this book. Maybe you're already familiar with the concept, or you have some thoughts in your mind already about what the top 3 most important things to do in life should be. Be that as it may, it is crucial for us to know these things. I had always wondered what makes successful people successful, while there are so many failures in life. Part of the key reasons I found is the fact that they recognize the most important things early in life. They pursue and achieve them despite the fact that those things weren't popular or common ideas that everybody would agree with. As human beings, an average person among us wants to be successful. We want to make it in life and have some sense of happiness and fulfillment. But this dream life could be sometimes difficult for some of us to achieve. We could feel those things as mirage or fantasies that would only exist in our imagination. But here are key things to note when it comes to living a successful life on Earth, a life that is lived fully in joy and happiness. This book will open your mind to ideas and thought processes that will make you appreciate those important things in life as early as you can and go in the direction of achieving them for yourself and your loved ones. Hearty cheers. November 2021. 1. Do what makes you money. No matter how we paint or sugarcoat it, money game is still the first and most important game you must learn how to play in life. How do I know that? I will show you in this chapter. The next thing you want to learn after you've learned how to eat and sleep is how to make money. It is important and also a basic skill for survival. Almost half of people who have financial difficulties have mental problems, meaning if you don't have money, you will most likely come down with mental problems. 22% of divorces happen because of money, which means if you have money, you will have less problem in your marriage, which could lead to divorce. Close to 1 billion people in the world today are hungry and don't have money to eat because they are poor. And many people are illiterates and perform below their capacity as humans because of lack of money for education. Needless to say, when there is no money, there will not be adequate health services, means of communication, good transportation, good environment, and other basic amenities needed for life. Now, with all these things, am I trying to glorify money? No. I'm just letting you know how essential money is. Money is still crucial in our world, and people who don't have it are in suffering. So, learning how to make it would be one of the wisest things to do. Learning how to make money will teach you a lot of things that are crucial for life. If your focus is on making money, you will learn how to communicate, how to sell, how to negotiate, how to influence people, how to manage, and so on. So many skills will surface by the time you are on your money-making journey. Andrew Carnegie, one of the wealthiest men in the history of America and a great philanthropist, wrote in his diary his goals for life. He wrote that he wants to make money at the first part of his life and donate it at the later part of his life. That was exactly what he did. Despite his humble beginning, Carnegie founded a steel company that was one of the richest companies in America. He made billions of dollars. And by the time he was old, he had already donated more than 90% of his wealth to the poor. And because of this, he was one of the highly respected and honored men in the history of America. He was a man who knew what was important early in life and decided to pursue it and acquired a lot of it before he used it to impact humanity. When I was young, I thought that money was the most important thing in life. Now that I am old, I know that it is. Oscar Wilde. People who make impact in our world are people who have money. Without money, you can only do as much. Money is the fuel that you put inside your car to drive you to your desired destination. We all know without fuel, you cannot reach your destination. No matter how nice your car is or how sound the engine is, if there is no fuel inside, you are going nowhere. Money is the fuel of life. But why is money that important? Can't we have substitute for it? Good questions. Money is important because, like I've illustrated, it is the only means through which you can get a lot of things done. It is the fuel inside your car that will take you to your desired destination. So, to understand this, let's discuss 5 qualities of money that make it so important. 1. Money is a medium of exchange. Perhaps this is not new to you. Money is a medium of exchange. It means you can only have it if you have something to exchange with it. Understanding of this is clear when you know how and why money was invented. Money was invented because something of value needed to be exchanged with goods and services that people were offering to themselves. Before money was invented, people were using the method called trade by barter. They were exchanging things directly. Whoever has food could exchange with whoever has clothes. Whoever has a house could exchange with whoever has a car. The only condition was they must both need what they have. This continued until it was difficult to do transaction. People couldn't find it easy to be carrying heavy things all about because they want to exchange with someone. More so, it could be difficult to find someone who has what you need and someone who needs what you have. It became so complicated that better way has to be found. They came up first with gold and precious stones. Those items were rare, and so they worth high value. People who possess gold could go to the market and exchange with goods or products with equivalent value. This continued until other complications set in. There's no actual figure or measurement to really calculate the worth of gold or precious stones that people were transacting with. They needed more standardized way of doing transaction. That is the rule of numbers and figures. Then money came in. Money became a universally acceptable medium of exchange that people could use to trade and perform any transaction of their choice. People could take their money and go to the market to buy any goods or pay for any service. This is now more comfortable, easier, and better. There would no longer be headache for who will need what you have or who will have what you need. With money, you can solve both problems. When you have money, you can easily find who will need what you have, because you can create publicity and awareness in the shortest time possible. Likewise, to get what you need, you can simply reach the entire world in few seconds because of money. Money helps you get the job done because it is a medium of exchange, and to some extent, it is universally accepted. People will only exchange their goods, resources, time, or other values with you if you have money. 2. Money is a value. Why do you think people love money? Because it is a value. When you have it, you have worth. You know to get anything of value in life, you must have something of value to exchange with it. If you want a nice car or house, you must get good money. Likewise, if you want a nice clothes or shoes, your money must be speaking for you. Nothing of value comes to you without giving out money. So, when you have money, you know you have value. Apart from the things that you can buy with money, having money increases your value. It increases your social value. The way people see you is different from the way they see other people. People appreciate you more. They respect and celebrate you more. They also give you special treats on occasions. They call you to places of honor and dignity. You also enjoy special treats from public officials and security agents. On average, everybody values you because you have money. And that is because money itself is a value. 3. Money is a universal commodity. There is probably nowhere in the world where they don't spend money. Money makes the world go around. It is a universal commodity. It is generally acceptable. And because of this, if you have it, you will be generally accepted. When you have money, you can go anywhere. You can spend your money on anything, though different countries have different currencies, but money is universal. What this means is that if you have money, you can always convert it to any currency you want. If you have your money in dollars, you can convert it to pounds. If you have it in pounds, you can convert it to euros. It all depends on you and the location you are in. You can always convert your money to any currency you want. It's a storage of value. It doesn't expire. Only currency does. So when you have money, you have what is universally acceptable, and so you have access to anything that you want, because when money speaks, everybody listens. 4. Money is a problem solver. Do you know that many problems that we have in this world today are money problems? Whether you want to look at it from the angle of mismanagement or corruption, or you want to look at it from the angle of poverty and lack, when there is no money, problem abounds. And this is because money solves problems. When you have money, you don't have problems that money can solve. You don't have problem with what to eat, what clothes to wear, what places to go, where to live, or even problems with health services, education, security, comfort, good environment, and so on. You are just having a good time with life. You are not stressed with creditors. Neither are you worried with the prices of items in the market. You are just comfortable and peaceful because you know there's money. You have more than enough money to cater for your needs. All these happen because money is a problem solver. 5. Money makes you do what you love. Do you know how satisfying it is to do what you love? Do you know how fulfilling it is to do something not because you are looking for money, but because you want to do it? It is so thrilling. You don't want to miss that feeling. When you have money, you can easily do what you love without being compelled to do otherwise. Money gives you the platform to express yourself and showcase your talents that you might not if you are still looking for money. Many people who are doing jobs that they don't like, they would tell you that they are only doing them because of money. According to statistics, over 80% of people in the United States are not happy with their jobs. They are only doing them because they are paying their bills and making them to survive. What a tragic way of living. Until you. Solve your money problem, you will always be a slave to money and will do anything to attain it. You must gain control over your money, or the lack of it will forever control you, Dave Ramsey. When there is money, you know that you don't have to worry about pleasing people. You do things because you want to do them, not because somebody somewhere is compelling or persuading you to do them. You know, sometimes we pretend that we are not doing things because of people, but we do. We do things because of people, especially if we don't have money. Imagine your boss is hosting a ceremony and invited you to come. Maybe you have other appointments that are more important than the occasion, or to even have more time for yourself. But because it's your boss, you would find all the time to go. Perhaps that might increase your chances of getting promotion or increase your salary. Inasmuch as you would feel uncompelled to go to the occasion, you would also feel it is needful and appropriate for you to go. Having money in your pocket can make you fire your boss in your job. You can decide to start your own business and do what you love. Kevin O'Leary said, "Money equals freedom." When you have money, you have freedom. So having money definitely makes you do what you love. How to make money. From all of these, we've seen why having money is very crucial. Now, let's look at how to make money and what exactly you should be doing. From what I've shared earlier, you've seen how money was invented and its purpose. To make money, you must have something to exchange with it. So, the question is, what do you have to exchange with money? You can exchange your time with money. You can exchange your goods and services with money when you are selling goods in the market, or you are doing things for people. You can exchange your skills, knowledge, expertise, experience, abilities, and so on with money. Find out what you have now. Do you have any of the things mentioned above before you'll start looking for money? Remember, money only answer to those who dial the right number. Those who dial the wrong number will have their time being wasted without any result. The problem with money most times is that many people come to realize how important it is later in life. Then, they now start to make up for the lost years. They initially thought making money wasn't going to be difficult and wasn't going to be a big deal. Yes, it wasn't going to be, but the earlier you start, the better, because those who know the money game know that time is a critical factor when it comes to making money. You cannot make money without first investing time. And when you know this early, you start investing your time early so that you can quickly solve your money problem. So, while others are running helter-skelter in future, you are there enjoying your money because you've invested your time right with money. You cannot spend money if you have not spent time. So, Pians, the purpose of money. Bear in mind that the whole idea of making money is not just for the sake of having it, but for what it's needed for. Having money without knowing what it's needed for is a waste. The value of money is using it for what it's needed for, which is to make you live your life well. You don't want to live a partial or average life. You want to live a full life, a life that is rich and prosperous. And that's what money will do for you. You will literally have what you need at your disposal and put all your attention on maximum living. In any case, when you have money first, you can figure out what to do with it, even if you don't know at first. But at least, first thing first, get money, if you remember. The illustration, you can put fuel inside your car and then begin to figure out where you are going. So, focus on making money as early as possible in life. Get the money issue out of the way. Don't fool yourself into believing that money will come to you by miracle or just some coincidental superstitious things. Money only respond to principles, and those who know the principles have money. Despite the fact that the subject of money has been grossly abused by some figures, that would still not deny the fact that money is valuable in life matters. Having the right mindset about money is very important. This is what many of us have missed in the earlier part of our lives. We thought money wasn't any ceremony, and there wasn't need to pay much attention to it. It was never taught in our schools. It was never taught in our religious gatherings. It was never taught in any government organizations. But ironically, these are institutions that gulp money. They ask for money every now and then, yet we were not taught how to make it. Many of us ended up being poor and poorer than when we started off life. It became so unfortunate that many things that we would have had because of money, we didn't have them because of no money. Poverty became real, even to the ones that claim to be educated and have knowledge. But for you, perhaps, the story of poverty is the one that you don't want to tell. You don't want to experience it. And that would be by learning from others. You want to learn the mistakes others have made about money and try to avoid them so that you can live a better life. Getting the right mindset about money early in life is extremely important. Do what will make you money when it comes to doing what you love, which is part of the 3 most important things you must do in life, and we will discuss in this book. Understand that the first thing you must focus on is making money. Again, I know some people go around fooling themselves that when you do what you love, money will follow. But that is if what you love is making you money now. If it is not making you money now, you should do what will make you money now and then come back to what you love. Because most times, it doesn't come that easy. It could require a long investment of your time. So, when you don't have money and you are doing what you love, you might be frustrated and become money greedy. That's why you need to legitimately first learn how to make money before any other thing else. You can't go hungry because you are doing what you love, or stay homeless, or have nothing to wear. People who do what you love and money will follow is applicable to is people who have someone supporting them. It is people who are still under their parents or guidance. They can do what they love because they don't have to worry about money. But if you are starting off your life without anything, there's no parent or sponsor to help you, then you must first concentrate on getting money. You must first go after your financial freedom before anything else. Otherwise, you might find it difficult to come out of poverty. To liberate yourself and everyone around you, you must follow this rule. Get money first. Focus on what will make you money, not in an inimical or dubious way, but in a value-adding way. Whether it's something that you love or something that you don't love, you know you are doing it for the meantime, and you are not going to die with it. You have a goal that you are working on. So, stick to it. Invest your time and energy into it and make sure you get good money. When you get this early in life, that makes your journey easier and faster. If you are also doing what you love and it's making you money, good for you. I'm not saying you shouldn't do what you love. I'm saying make sure it's what will make you money, good money. Celine Dion, one of the world's best-selling female artists, does what she loves as early as 5 years old, and she started making money. She sang her first song in her brother's wedding. Oprah Winfrey also started doing what she loves in her early teenage years, and by the time she was 30, she was already a millionaire. So, you can do what you love and still make good money. Just make sure, at first, money is the goal. And this mindset is not about being greedy or selfish. It is about knowing what is important in life and going for it. Later in life, you will thank goodness that you did the right thing at the right time. Many are looking for this opportunity, but they could not find. Multiply your money. Part of what you learn in this money-making journey is how to keep and multiply your money after you have made it. You don't just want to keep making money. You want to learn how your money can keep making more money for you. And that is the idea of investing. More on that would be discussed later. When you acquire the right skills in your bid to make money, those skills will end up adding more value to you in other areas of your life. So pursuing money as young as you can would not be a wrong idea, because now you know money is important, and without it, you can't do many things. In the next session, we will look at the next most important thing you must do in life if you want to be happy and fulfilled. Let's look at 10 quotes about money. 10 quotes about money. 1. Many people take no care of their money till they come nearly to the end of it, and others do just the same with their time. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. 2. Wealth is the ability to fully experience life. Henry David Thoreau. 3. The lack of money is the root of all evil. Mark Twain. It is not how much money you make, but how much money you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. Robert Kiyosaki. 5. The best thing money can buy is financial freedom. Me. 6. Money won't create success, but the freedom to make it will. Nelson Mandela. 7. The importance of money flows from it being a link between the present and the future. John Maynard Keynes. 8. Money is to my social existence what health is to my body. Mason Cooley. 9. Pennies do not come from heaven. They have to be earned here on earth. Margaret Thatcher. 10. It is a waste of money to help those who show no desire to help themselves. Taylor Caldwell. 2. Do what you love. How many times have you heard, do what you love? It sounds like a cliche, but let me ask you another question. Why do you think that is important? Why do you think you should do what you love? The answer is very simple. Because you can't keep doing what you hate. After you have settled your money matters, the next thing you want to focus your attention on is doing what you love. I know there are many people who hate doing their jobs, but because of money, they are doing it. On the long run, that can only lead to one thing: frustration. They would be frustrated out of life. They won't enjoy their life and might live in misery. But why will you keep doing what you don't love? Why will you keep doing what is just wasting away your life without giving you any source of hope for the future? If not for the sole purpose of getting your financial freedom, so that you can be free to do what you love, then it doesn't worth it. I know there are many people who don't want to leave their jobs because they are not sure of getting another one, or the income of their new work might be lower to what they are currently receiving. But the issue is even the most secure job now, or the most paying job now, cannot secure or pay for your future. It can meet the needs of the moment, but it can't guarantee the demands of the future. There is no security or guarantee with any job. So, if you rely on the job that you hate doing but keep doing because of the money, you might end up getting frustrated, or the unexpected happens. You are laid off. Perhaps it might be a risk to ask you to leave your job and find something that you love to do right now. But, everything in life is about risk. Sleeping and waking up the following morning is a risk. Going on the street is a risk. Taking a ride, boarding an airplane, or cruising on a ship, they all have their own risks. Be that as it may, we would not say because they have risks, we would not do what we're supposed to do. We would do them anyway, hoping they will not harm us. The same way, life and events of life are full of risks. Sometimes we have to take some risky decisions and hope to see what will happen. If you go ask many of the successful people, They would tell you that their ability to take risks helped them in their success journey. No major breakthrough is achieved without some level of risks. So, life is about taking risks. Oprah was fired from her job as a television news reporter when her boss noticed that she was too emotional with reading the news. Ever since then, she has been thinking of owning her own show where nobody would tell her not to use her gift or express herself. She eventually opened her own show, which she called The Oprah Winfrey Show. The show became the most watched show in the entire history of America. The same reason Oprah was fired from her job was the same reason she became successful when she established herself. Sometimes when you get fired from your job, it could be a blessing in disguise to lead you to the next phase of your life. You may get direction on what to do or where to go. I know at first it might not be easy, but you know what? It would definitely worth every bit of it. You will have a good story to tell at the end of the day. If you are doing what you don't love now, think of what you can do about it. If you are doing a job that you don't love but just doing it because of money, think of what you love and start planning toward it. You don't have to leave your job immediately. If it is taking care of your bills and other necessities, keep doing it till you'll get some financial freedom. Like we discussed in Chapter 1, you know money is important, and so it must be prioritized. Now, start making plans toward your financial freedom. Start savings from your income. No matter how little it is, save something at the end of the month. It could be 20%, 30%, up to 70%. The least you should do is 5 or 10%. When your savings reach some appreciable amounts, start thinking of investments. Get knowledge on some investment opportunities and see which one you would love to do. For the investment, get the stable and less risky ones. It doesn't matter if the returns are not too much. Inasmuch as they can build up over time, you can wait. It is better to wait to make more money than to fast and lose all money. And as a rule, you should start your investment small. Don't say because your investment has so much potential of increase, you want to dabble into it. Anything might happen. So, the safest haven would be to do it gradually and don't use the entire money in your hand. When you get your returns, you can keep increasing your investment, and you will also keep understanding the rule of the game. There are many stable investments with good returns that you can invest into. Real estate, for instance, could be a good investment if done rightly. Stock market, businesses, and other assets could all be good forms of investment. Don't invest in what you don't know or not sure about. If you doubt the validity or genuity of an investment, don't go into it, else you might regret it later. With all these actions, what is important is for you to have returns on your investment, which will guarantee your move towards financial freedom. While you are still doing your job, the moment you have a good fund that can cater for your expenses for at least a year, you can set up a business or a money-generating machine that can be bringing you passive income even if you don't work. When you set up this system, you can now be free from your job. You can quit and focus on your business and what you love. With that, you know you are not dependent on job or looking for money to survive. You can wake up every morning and do what you love, why you should do what you love. Now, back to our first question, why you should do what you love. Doing what you love is one of the most important things you should do in life. Doing what you love means doing what you have natural affection for, what gives you pleasure, what makes you happy, what you don't feel stressed about even though you are working hard on it, and so on. Think for a moment about what you love. Let's say you love to sing. If you love to sing, you will always want to sing. You will lose track of time when you are singing. You can even sing for free. You will get ideas easily when you sing. To work hard on singing will not be a stress for you because you love it. Actually, love takes away stress, just as it takes away fear. When there is love, there is no anxiety or worry. There is peace and joy. Love brings productivity. People are naturally productive at what they love because they put all of their mind and attention to it. They also put in the extra work and energy if necessary, and most times it does. That is why people who do what they love come out with extraordinary results. Because it is only doing what you love that can make you to go that extra mile to get the job done. Ordinary interest cannot make you achieve extraordinary things. It has to be love. Love must be involved. You know, while every other thing will fail, love will stand and stand forever. You should love what you do. You should love what you do. Really, you should love what you do. It gives value to your time and to your life. When you love what you do, you feel life at its best. People celebrate you and appreciate what you do because they will see all the passion and energy that you put into it. They will appreciate your work, you know, and see the difference between those who love what they do and those who don't. Those who love what they do, they don't care if people see them or not. They are not waiting for motivation or encouragement from people. They are internally driven and motivated. And that is why they are consistent with what they do. They put in the time and energy. And people hardly notice that they feel tired. They just see themselves loving what they do every time. While some people do what they love, some love what they do. People who are good at adapting to situations could naturally love what they do without it being really what they love. For most of us, if we are doing what we love, we will love what we do. So, it's normal. But for those who are not doing what they love and are still loving what they do means they are good at adapting to situations and circumstances. Those are the people that we can find in jobs doing them well. They can be successful with their careers and professions. And working under somebody could just make them content for life. Now, for those who would prefer to do what they love, there are no two ways about it. Doing what you love would always make the difference. You feel the joy and excitement. You are not among those who celebrate thank God it's Friday because it's the beginning of their holidays and now they can rest from all the miserable works that they've been doing all through the week. When you do what you love, your work would become your holiday. You have no time for holiday because you are already enjoying what you are doing. For people who do what they love, they have no time for complaints or condemnation. They take responsibility and action over everything they do, and they just have that sense of responsibility and service to that thing that they love to do. And whether you are doing what you love or loving what you do, the result is always phenomenal. Love is the key. It makes life easy and gives you all the pleasures of life to enjoy. It is so amazing. 10 quotes about doing what you love. 1. Doing what you love is freedom. Loving what you do is happiness. Lana Del Rey. 2. When asked, Mr. Gandhi, you've been working 15 hours a day for 50 years. Don't you think you should take a vacation? Gandhi smiled and said, I am always on vacation, Gandhi. 3. If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life, Mark Anthony. 4. I'd rather be a failure at something I love than a success at something I hate, George Burns. 5. Passion is the genesis of genius, Tony Robbins. 6. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work, Aristotle. 7. You've got to find what you love. And that is as true for your work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do, Steve Jobs. 8. Too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears, Les Brown. 9. Work without love is slavery, Mother Teresa. 10. If you don't love what you do, you won't do it with much conviction or passion, Mia Hamm. Do what makes you happy and fulfilled. The last but not the least among the 3 most important things you should do in life is to do what makes you happy and fulfilled. I put this separate because it is a bit different from what you love, though they are well connected. You can't do what you love without being happy, but you can do what you love without still being fulfilled. Fulfillment is full alignment of everything your life is all about. It is the total achievement of your purpose. While doing what you love would make you happy, doing what makes you fulfilled would make you succeed. So, it is your ability to merge the two that would make you reach the pinnacle of your living on earth. Most times, we often think what we love is our purpose, but not all the time. What we love could be a pointer to what would make us fulfilled, but not the same thing. Now, when we found what would make us fulfilled, we've automatically found what would make us happy and succeed in life. This is extremely crucial, more than any other thing, because that is the ultimate. Every one of us wants to be happy, and every one of us wants to succeed. If life is short, why should it be lived in misery? Why should you spend half of your life happy and the remaining half unhappy? I know there are times and occasions when the inevitable would happen. Even with that, if you are doing what makes you happy and fulfilled, the stress would be less. You will not be living a life that has no meaning. A life that has no meaning is a life that is not fulfilling purpose. Every life has purpose, but not every life fulfills it. A fulfilled life is a life that lived by what it was created for. An unfulfilled life is the one that lived by what it was not created for. Pressure from the environment and the strife for survival, what are we going to eat, what are we going to wear, where are we going to live, and so on, has sleep masked many of us from focusing on what is important in life. A life that is still struggling to meet the basic needs of life cannot think of meeting the higher needs. A life that is on the verge of survival cannot think of anything about purpose or self-actualization. In one of the theories of Maslow, the scientist who designed the hierarchical structure of human needs stated that until the lower needs are met, the higher needs are of no relevance or value to people. And for the lower needs, the bulk of the world population is still struggling at that level, whereas only very few have been able to ascend the pyramid up to the highest level of self-actualization, which is about purpose. A good example is someone who has not eaten for the past 3 days. Such person would not be thinking of showing love to other people or adding value to the society. That would be the least thing he would be thinking about. The only thing he would think is survival. What is he going to eat? And where will he get it from? Even though it might be hard to believe, it's only people who have passed the level of survival that would thrive. So, being in an environment where one is still struggling and looking for what to eat might be difficult to fulfill purpose. Only few people who have been able to break the odds are the ones whose stories have changed. They are the ones who have been able to unlock the blessings in the land. And as a matter of fact, anyone can achieve this feat. But it takes hard work and persistence, the determination and willingness to succeed no matter what. One thing that is key in all of these is taking action, the ability to take responsibility and not shifting blame on anyone, because this would make sense at the end. I know many people can give different reasons for their ordeal. They can complain about the government, politicians, economy, society, family, work, and so on. But all of these would amount to nothing if they can't take responsibility and make their lives better. In a country where someone says things are not working, is the same country that another person says things are working. So, it's all about individuals' attitudes and what they can see about the situation that they're going through. A situation somebody calls a problem is the same situation that another person calls an opportunity. And because of this, the person who sees problem will struggle with life, while the person who sees opportunity will thrive in life. And for real, opportunities are tremendous in life. There's no limitation to them. They are everywhere. And they are what allow individuals to get rich and amass wealth. When you do what makes you happy and fulfilled, building wealth will only be a piece of cake for you. You will do it for yourself and generations to come. But before we wrap up this chapter, let's look at some examples of people who did what makes them happy and fulfilled in life. 1. Walt Disney. Walt Disney was an American entrepreneur, the pathfinder of the American animation industry. He succeeded and won several Academy Awards as a film producer. But initially in his life, he faced failures and disappointments. He was laid off from Kansas City Star because his boss thought he wasn't creative enough. And he said the Mickey Mouse Walt created would terrify people, especially women, and wasn't going to sell. Also, Walt had to completely rewrite Pinocchio after shutting it down during production. But all these didn't discourage Walt. He persisted and eventually became the best in the American animation industry, where people come from all over the world to come and see. As a young boy, Disney developed interest in drawing. He loved it. He took art classes and later got a job as a commercial illustrator at the age of 18. His passion for what he loved had pushed him to persist and remained undaunted till he achieved the success that everybody now celebrates. 2. Celine Dion. Celine was a woman of many accolades. She has been singing as early as 5 years old. She sang her first song at her brother's wedding, where she thrilled the audience into euphoria. Ever since then, she has been singing and doing public performance. In her words, she said, "I missed my family and my home, but I don't regret having lost my adolescence. I had one dream. I wanted to be a singer." Celine Dion knew what she wanted to be right from the childhood age, and so she was able to give it all it takes to become that thing. Despite all the hurdles and difficulties on the way, she succeeded. She came from a poor family where it was hard to afford basic amenities of life. Though her family was happy for life, they had to struggle for many things. Celine learned the value of $1 from her early age. She worked hard to pitch her songs and also learn English to increase her audience. In one of her challenges, there was a time she injured her voice during a concert and was told she might need surgery to ever speak again. Eventually, she went through all the necessary line of treatments and came out better in sound. Later on, after she got married, her husband was diagnosed with cancer and she didn't have a child. Celine wasn't discouraged. She nursed her husband back to health and went through fertility treatments herself so she could have a child. Eventually, she did. She had children. Celine continued to do what she loves, singing. Today, she still reigns as a superstar musical artist. She has won several awards, including 5 Grammy Awards, World Music Awards, Juno Awards, Billboard Music Awards, Felix Awards, among others. As a Goodwill Ambassador for the United Nations and a multi-million-dollar contributor to health and education charities, Celine's life has been a source of inspiration to many people, especially youths and upcoming artists, and she's helping them to deal with life challenges. 3. Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa is someone who needs no introduction when it comes to living a life of purpose. A woman who came from Armenia, left her mother and sister to pursue her life purpose. Her father died at her early age. According to her, she knew her purpose right from when she was young. She first of all went to learn English in Britain, before she now moved to Calcutta in India, where she spent most of her life. She was initially teaching and became the headmistress of the school where she was teaching, before she got the conviction again about the definiteness of her purpose. She was called to serve humanity. She was a nun in Catholic Church and became a missionary to the helpless and hopeless. She was always with the poor, sharing their pains and sufferings with them. She would offer everything she's got in her care to the needy and provided medical assistance to those who are sick. She was just phenomenal in many ways. From being a nun to be a mother of nations, a woman who didn't have a biological child, yet called a mother, what an honor and privilege. I'm sure some politicians and heads of state don't even have as much honor as this woman had, just because she was keen on fulfilling her purpose. She left everything that was of personal benefit to her and devoted her life to serve God and humanity. No wonder people celebrate her all around the world, even many years after she's gone. That's what doing what makes you happy and fulfilled does. It makes you to be honored and celebrated by people because they've seen the value and benefits of your life on earth. 4. Colonel Sanders. This was a man who never let age affected him in pursuing what he felt was his passion. He wanted to bless people with his new recipe for chicken, which he believed would give them a spectacular experience. At age 65, he founded KFC. He was rejected over 1,000 times, but he never gave up. He persisted until he found someone who could give him a try. Eventually, it became successful. Now, KFC is all over the world with over 25,000 franchises in 145 countries. 5. Steve Jobs, a man who believed so much in what he was doing. Steve Jobs loved technology. He co-founded Apple, Pixar, and Next, and he partnered with Walt Disney Company. After he co-founded Apple, there was a power struggle with the company's board of trustees, and Jobs was chased out of the company. He didn't let that move him. He proceeded to found another company called Next, a computer platform development company that specialized in computers for higher education and business markets. He also joined the creation of a new company, Pixar, that produced the first 3D computer animated feature film Toy Story. Jobs' passion for what he loved to do was never cut off, and he succeeded in the new companies he co-founded. When Apple saw how he was doing well, they decided to invite him back and bought his company, Next. Jobs eventually became the CEO of Apple, and he turned the entire company around when he came back. He was highly instrumental to the creation of iPhones, iPads, iPods, and all Apple products. His business acumen and technological finesse made him stood out and a great wonder. His secret was he did all that he loved and made him fulfilled. 6. Nelson Mandela. For over 27 years, he was kept inside the prison because he was fighting for freedom of his people. Nelson Mandela is one that needs no introduction. In one of his words, he said, "I have dedicated my life to this struggle of the African people. I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons will live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal for which I hope to live for and to see realized. But, my Lord, if it needs to be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die." What a great word. The man knew what he was created for, to stand against injustice and oppression, and that was accomplished. Nelson Mandela is someone who will never be forgotten in the history accounts of the world. 7. J.K. Rowling. Despite the fact that she was working as a secretary for the London office of Amnesty International, she was never satisfied with her life. She wanted to be a writer. She was clandestinely writing stories on her desktop computer while at work, and always dreamed of the day she would be totally free to do what she loved. She was managing the money she was getting from her salary to take care of her child and herself after her divorce. Eventually, she was booted out of the company, and then she was relying on government support for the next couple of years. In one of those days when she was inside the train, she got an idea of writing a story about a teenage wizard named Harry Potter. She started writing, and when she finished, she forwarded it to publishers, but they all rejected it, over 12 of them. They said her book was substandard and nobody would read it. Eventually, she found one small publisher who would give her a try. So, her first book was published, and soon enough, it became a tremendous success. The book, Harry Potter, is now one of the best-selling books in the entire history, with over 500 million copies sold. Do what you love. Love what you do. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you fulfilled. That is what will testify to your success on earth. 10 quotes about purpose and fulfillment. 1. The purpose of life is a life of purpose, Robert Byrne. 2. Life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose, Viktor Frankl. 3. It is not enough to have lived. We should be determined to live for something, Winston S. Churchill. 4. Remember that wherever your heart is, there you will find your treasure, Paulo Coelho. To begin to think with purpose is to enter the ranks of those strong ones who only recognize failure as one of the pathways to attainment, James Allen. 6. The person without a purpose is like a ship without a rudder, Thomas Carlyle. 7. He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow, Nietzsche. 8. The 2 most important days in life are the day you were born and the day you discover the reason why, Mark Twain. 9. Great minds have purposes, others have wishes, Washington Irving. 10. True happiness is not attained through self-gratification, but through fidelity to a worthy purpose, Helen Keller. Conclusion. I hope you've captured the major ideas in this book, the 3 most important things you should do in life. As we all know, we only have one life to live, and if we don't live it well, we may regret at the end of the day. There are many people who wish they had learned some things early in life. I'm sure these 3 things are part of them. But part of the ways of avoiding regrets in life is learning these 3 most important things as early as you can. Thank goodness you did. If you've already known them, continue to apply them in your life. If you're just learning them, keep the knowledge in your mind and start applying them. No time is too late except when you are dead. Now that you have life, live it to the fullest and let it be a blessing to this world and the coming generations. Important notice. Do you have an idea? Do you have something you're passionate about? Do you have an experience worth sharing? If your answer is yes, then you are qualified to have your own book. You don't need to be a writer, you just need to be an author. Contact us Bookminds, and let's make your book happen. One of the best ways you can add value to your world is to have a book. Take action now about the author. So Piaz is an insightful writer and leader. He explores knowledge and shares it. He's a specialist on human health and works on areas of prevention. He has one singular mantra that penetrates all his courses. Prevention is not only better than cure, it is safer, easier, and faster than cure. If you love this book, kindly put review on Amazon and other social networks. Thanks for your support. Connect with me on social media, Instagram, LinkedIn. Check out my blog. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, KBOW Videos. Other books by the author: 1. Why Sex is Food. 2. The Language of Change. 3. Life Greatest Moments. 4. How to Become an Author. 5. 13 Opportunities in Ukraine. 6. Get 100 Book into Your Head ASAP. 7. The number 1 thing women are looking for.